We move to this now. The Constitutional Court has dismissed Prince Simakade kaZwelithini's bid to challenge his brother's recognition as the Zulu King, refusing him leave to appeal with costs. In a judgment handed down today at the Apex Court, which found that there were no reasonable prospects of success in Prince Simakade's application for leave to appeal the Supreme Court of Appeal's ruling in favour of King Misuzulu Zwelithini. Last year, the Supreme Court of Appeal overturned a North Gauteng High Court judgment that had set aside King Misuzulu's official recognition, reaffirming the legitimacy of his ascension to the throne. The Constitutional Court ruling effectively closes the last available judicial avenue in the 4-year-long dispute over who rightfully occupies the Zulu throne following the death of King Goodwill Zwelithini back in 2021. Now let's get some analysis on this from Dr. Mphumeleli Ngidi from the University of KZN. Good to have you on the program, Doc. So the Constitutional Court of South Africa has effectively ended the legal battle over the throne. How historic is this moment?
Good evening to the crew and the viewers and listeners at home. Thank you very much. The Constitutional Court's ruling marks the end of the contestation for the Zulu throne between Prince Simakade and King Misuzulu. We should remember that this is the first time in our constitutional democracy there's such a ruling in traditional leadership relating to the Zulu nation has been delivered by the Constitutional Court. So it sets a precedent for the future, and this also stems the authority of courts' interference and the court's rulings in matters of traditional leadership. As we know that the traditional leadership is governed by the promulgated acts of law. We should also remember that in this period, the post-1994 era that we are existing in, this is the first time that such a ruling has been delivered. Before that, it was only in the 1940s, after the death of King Solomon, that we saw the disputes going into the government, the hands of the government. By that time, it was the Native Affairs Department. So for post 1994 era, it sets a precedent, and we can take it from here.
Yeah, like you rightfully put out, it does set a precedent. But with the recognition of King Misuzulu Zwelithini now settled in law, does this then strengthen traditional leadership within our democracy?
It does in some sense, because we are now not living or existing in pre-colonial times, whereby a prince versus a prince contestation for the throne, to ascend into the throne, would be solved through war. So in an era of constitutionality like this one that we are existing in, it's very important to recognize the traditional and legal aspects of the acts and of traditional leadership. As we know that traditional leadership is governed by two sectors, where we did witness King Misuzulu entering the kraal, performing the traditional ceremony when the king is ascending to the throne. We also saw the government-oriented ceremony whereby the king was coronated in Moses Mabhida Stadium. So it's a dual scenario that is prevalent these days.
But what does this long legal fight then tell us about succession and customary law in modern South Africa?
We should understand that in traditional leadership, there's a traceable history of hereditary brother-to-brother contestation for the throne. It has been happening. We are not saying that it should happen, but habitually, it does happen. This is the 9th Zulu King that we are witnessing, that is in the chair right now. So in all the other previous kings, if there's no brother-to-brother or prince-to-prince contestation for the throne, the family becomes embroidered in the contestation for the throne. We've seen it happening, and then this is the first time in the post-apartheid era. We are hoping that this judgment may set a precedent whereby the appointment or the ascension to the throne of a traditional leader should come into an end. Ideally, I don't think this matter should have reached this level of court interference and going to court and all that. I believe that the family should have solved this. Let's hope that in future this thing of going to court to solve traditional leadership conditions does not continue.
Dr. Ngidi, with that said, it's also interesting that the King's office speaks of unity and stability as well at this moment. Realistically, does this ruling heal divisions for the AmaZulu nation?
Realistically speaking, frankly speaking, it will not. It is not going to heal any wounds. The King has been speaking loudly about the unity after the passing away of the late King, King Zwelithini kaZulu. The King has been alluding for unity and stipulating that they are the one family. They should unite, do things together. But as it seems, and retrieving history, we know that we are talking here about a big family of more than, if I estimate, of more than 200 royals and families. So it's likely that they won't favor the Zulu royals, won't favor one king, even though the ruling has set the precedent and ruled that there's only one king, Sisodwa Isilo, KwaZulu. But with the statement that I've seen, it's still being pursued. Yeah. The king is yearning that there should be unity and a reconciliation between the royals. But I don't see it as happening. They will be watching. The opposition will still be watching the king's back, noticing his mistakes and all that. It is going to continue as it is, but the ruling, as we know, now confirms that there's only one king.
The ruling now confirms that there's only one king for the AmaZulu nation. Dr. Ngidi, thank you so much for unpacking the significance of this landmark ruling for the Zulu kingdom and also South Africa's constitutional order as well, marking a significant precedent.